is going on here? Is this the best friend you're expecting?
Yeah, of course she is.
What? A girl, your best friend? Who am I to you then?
You're my babe. Like, look, you don't understand me. She came to town and she came to visit me. That's so.
How can a girl be your best friend?
Babe, wait.
Hello and welcome to the program Hot Button. We are constantly reminded that friends are special people. People we think of with affection and love. They're always with us in both good and bad times. This is very, very true because we always know they are there for us as we are for them. We hope you find reflections from this program today. My name is Johnny, and with me in the studio are
EMMANUEL
and
Chichi.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Today we are looking at keeping the opposite sex as best friend when in a dating relationship. What is your position about that?
Well, if we've well established who a best friend is, it's more like a confidant, someone who knows everything about me, then I feel it's a very risky thing having the opposite sex as a best friend in a relationship.
Okay. Chichi, what do you think?
Well, for me, I feel like having a best friend in a relationship is okay. Just you have to set boundaries and know what each relationship stands for to you.
Okay. So what are the risks that will make you not to want to entertain a best friend when in a relationship?
You see, from what I said earlier,
Okay.
that's who a best friend is. Now, these are the two sides to the best friend and the person I'm with in a relationship.
Yes.
Now, I get to tell my best friend everything about me.
Okay.
Including the ones he is known in the past or she is known in the past.
Yeah.
All right. I even tell her what goes on in my relationship.
That's your best friend?
That's my best friend.
Okay.
But I don't get to tell my partner everything that happens in that friendship. So you see the issue in between the gaps. Now, having this person who is an outsider at this point.
That's the best friend.
Who is an outsider in the relationship.
In the relationship, the best friend becomes an outsider.
An outsider,
Oh,
a third
great.
party in that relationship.
Okay.
Okay, becomes a bit dangerous because this is the risk. Some people have become friends in the past. A guy and a lady have become friends in the past. And
Okay.
maybe because of this sisterly and brotherly kind of relationship they have,
Yeah.
I do not have the confidence to tell her that I have feelings for her, even if I do.
Okay.
And so I just sit back there, I keep watching, even when she goes into a relationship, I keep acting as the best friend I am. So it means every slightest opportunity, the devil can even strike with that person being in that relationship. So I think it's really dangerous. It's something very risky to have.
Okay, let me just quickly jump in on that. I think if you're best friends with the opposite gender, both of you need to establish what your best friendship, in quotes, what it means. You know, if one person has feelings for the other person, then you need to address it because it's definitely going to cause issue when you enter another relationship. Someone is going to be feeling hurt. Someone is going to be feeling like, well, I've always liked you and now you're in this relationship. So like, why are you doing this to me? That type of thing. So if you're best friends with someone of the opposite gender, it's very important that you guys are on the same page about your relationship. Is this a platonic friendship? Do you like me or do I like you? You guys need to be very clear about that. If not,
but there was something he said that I want to pick from and ask you if that really works. He said, when you have a best friend, you tell your best friend everything. Is that true?
Yeah.
So when you get into a relationship, your best friend definitely is going to be aware of what happens in your relationship.
Yes, because that's what best friends are for. Best friends are there to kind of, you can share anything with them. You tell them your likes, your dislikes, your interests. So definitely when you get into a relationship, your best friend is probably going to know before your other friends even.
So what is the problem with that? Your girlfriend is telling her best friend who is of the opposite sex what happens in your relationship. What's bad about that?
You know, I have big issues. Sorry, Chichi, you said something at first. You know, you said that if you have feelings, I think the relationship has to be defined. I don't get to tell you. That's the problem. I don't have this confidence telling you that, oh, all those while we've been like brother and sister, I've been harboring this feeling within me. You don't get to know. But I just wait, not even having anything at heart because I feel my friends, you know. But yes, the devil can even strike. The Bible even said that the heart of man is desperately wicked.
Okay.
In other words, you may not know what is going in there.
It's unpredictable.
Unpredictable. Now, coming back to the question you asked, you know, you get to tell your best friend everything about our relationship and everything about you, and then I just get to know about. So come on, what am I doing?
Oh, what is wrong with that?
Like, what am I doing? Like, you have someone out there. This is me talking about myself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in a relationship with you, and then you have someone out there that knows everything about you, that knows everything about our own relationship. Then come on, go ahead and date it.
No, but they don't want to date. They are best friends. They don't want to date.
You see, the issue is this. You have a girlfriend, and then she has a boyfriend who is a best friend. You know, who is a best friend.
Yes.
You know, and then she feels very free and okay to tell him everything. She feels so relaxed telling him everything. So where comes the issue of understanding and trust in your relationship? If he is the person who understands her perfectly, and then you do not understand her perfectly, so what are you guys doing? So the issue is, I can have a girlfriend today. Someone comes out there telling me that, do you know that your girlfriend has had an abortion in the past? Like, really? And she hasn't said this to me. It throws a question on your faithfulness. You know, it brings this trust in our relationship.
Okay.
But if I'm someone who has known everything about you, who knows everything happening in your life, and even the things you plan doing, when you come tell me, there's this guy I saw her with the other day, you know, do you know she has been in a relationship? Do you know she used to be a runs girl before now? I'm like, yeah, I know all those. Like, I knew all those. So there's nothing you want to tell me about her I do not know. So we are so, okay, I need to love her. I need to be in that relationship with her for everything I know about her. That's what I think about it. That's how I say it.
Okay, but well, let me take the question to Chichi here. So to what extent should this your best friend be involved in the relationship?
I think it's just as any normal best friend relationship, you know, whether that person is your best friend or even your parents or any other person that you have a relationship with outside that boyfriend, you still have to establish boundaries. So especially you have to establish even more boundaries when you're dealing with a best friend of the opposite gender. Like he was saying something about maybe one of the best friends having feelings for the other best friends and things of that nature. So you also have to make sure that those boundaries are quite clear. You can't be sharing every single tiny detail about your relationship with your best friend just because you guys are best friends.
Can I quickly say that, you know, establishing boundaries, you know, it's more like we are digressing a little from what we all know as who a best friend is. Like if you tell me that there is a boundary between you and your best friend, then I feel that's not really a best friend. It's more like a friendship. All right? More so, if you think that there's a point where you have to establish the kind of relationship you have, set your boundaries, I think there's no time for that, actually. Because there's no time I have to sit with my best friend who is of the opposite, and I'm like, okay, this is the kind of relationship we share. And you know, this can be actually funny, you know. I have a best friend who is cuter, more beautiful than the girl I'm even in a relationship. And then you're having her as your opposite sex, and then you're telling me I should establish the relationship with my friend.
So it becomes an ego thing, and then a little bit of insecurity.
So I feel there's not in our world today. In fact, in our human relationship, there is no time where you sit with the best friend and like, oh, except you have seen such a thing. Or maybe he tries to overstep the bound. But in the case where he doesn't show it, how do you define that? It's there in his heart, and he's just waiting for every slightest opportunity to shoot. So the point is, I feel it's just unsafe. It's just so unsafe having them. The point is, you can have close friends who know you very well. But having a best friend who knows everything about you, this is the thing about best friendship. You know, you're having this best friend. And so you're like, she snores at night. It goes that far. She snores at night. She has body odor. I wouldn't say that to my girlfriend. I wouldn't say that to anybody. In fact, it goes, you like him? Yeah, I like everything. Just that his big head. They go as far as that they can even make jest of their relationship. Come on, you're still talking about my girlfriend here. Things like
Okay.
that. So it becomes
Those are best friends talking.
Yeah, those are best friends talking. You know,
Yeah.
it's as bad as that. So come on, how dare you go as far as telling them my private life, things that could even destroy that? And then if it's a person who wants to strike, who's looking for every slightest opportunity, he tries to mend the part in which that person has failed.
So your statement here is making me believe that it is when someone has a problem with insecurity that the person can actually have a problem with having a best friend.
Yes.
Having a relationship, and then the person in the relationship is having a best friend. Because if you walk around the insecurities and then you know that, hey, these people have been there before I even came into the picture, do you think there should still be a problem? Like, okay, because I'm your boyfriend now, forget about your best friend and then let's roll?
No.
Okay. I think I got the question. Like, those people have been friends before we met.
Yes.
Should I ask her to discard that relationship? Should I ask her to dump him? No. The point is, just put him inside a box. Like, give a limit to that friendship. Now, this is it. Before I got into this relationship, I used to have this best friend. We all sit. We lie on same bed. You know, I could even spend a night with her with nothing happening.
Okay.
Arguably, nothing happening.
Okay.
You know, we go to the beach, we go to the eateries,
Okay.
we hang out. She could be in a different city, and I travel as far as that to spend a week with my female bestie.
Okay.
Then when I get into a relationship, you expect my girlfriend to leave me to keep all those? No, come on, that's not possible.
Okay, so Chichi, how would you
No,
do that? If you
had-
are in a relationship now, and then, I mean, you have a best friend, and then this best friend, you guys used to go places together. You go to the beach, you go have fun, come back. Now you're in a relationship. How do you handle that? And then your boyfriend is telling you can't do that anymore. How do you handle it?
Well, if my boyfriend is telling me that I can't do that anymore, that means we need to sit down and have a serious discussion about our friendship and our relationship. Because just because I'm in a relationship doesn't mean I should abandon my best friend. There's no need to do that. The boyfriend that I'm with now should not take over that friendship that I've had for so many years. Yes, he's very important in my life because now he's my boyfriend. So he has his own role as boyfriend. But my best friend is also my best friend. So I'm still going to want to do things with my best friend. I'm still going to want to spend time, share memories, still laugh. I'm not just going to completely just put, like he said, put my best friend in this box and then only spend time with my boyfriend. Yes, just because he is the opposite gender, I have to be careful. I have to be cautious, create boundaries. But it doesn't mean that I need to just push him aside or make him feel like, oh, because I have this boyfriend now, I can't talk to him anymore. We can't hang out like we used to. We can't, share things like we did before.
All right, we have been talking about keeping the opposite sex as best friend when in a relationship. And I've been talking with Emmanuel and Chichi here. And you've heard so many sides from them, but we are still on the program. And then, Emmanuel, I'm bringing this straight to you. So, what role should my best friend play in my relationship?
All right, best friend, you mean of the opposite sex?
Of the opposite sex.
All right. Now, following from the conversation, you're talking about friends who possibly have been before then,
Yes.
and then given the boundaries.
Yes.
This is my own point of view.
I'm bringing the question to you now because you said the person should be boxed.
Okay.
So should the person have any role at all to play as a best friend to the one you're in a relationship with in your relationship?
All right. I'm a man. Like, I'm a guy. I cannot see from both the male gender's point of view and that of the female gender. So, come on, I need somebody who understands the other side. Like, who sees life from the other side too.
Okay.
So, let's say I want to surprise my girlfriend and I go to pick a clothes or something for her, like shoes. I do not have all of the test of a woman, so I need somebody who has that test.
Okay.
That's one. Secondly, too, they can also serve as people who understands that gender perfectly. And so sometimes when I have issues with my girlfriend and it's more like she isn't understanding me, it's not working. I have somebody, okay, this is what I said to her. And I don't know why she had to take it from the other side. So what do you think? Did I say anything bad? Like, did I do anything bad by saying what I said or doing what I did? It's more like, women do not take things like this, because you understand the female gender very well. So I think what they should serve as people who should checkmate your activities with the other side and see the world from the other side, see your relationship from the other side. You cannot really see.
But if this person is boxed in an angle, you don't want the person to relate, to know anything about your relationship, how will the person advise?
All right. The bone of contention was, what should I do with my bestie? My bestie before
When
the
in a relationship, yeah.
When in a relationship. And boxing does not mean discarding.
Okay.
You know,
But
boxing is like creating a boundary around them, like keeping them in a box. Like, this is the limit you can go.
Okay.
All right. So the limit of I cannot have that night I used to have with you. I cannot go to the party like I do go with you. I cannot be seen around the beach with like 2 days or more with you because I'm in a relationship. But yeah, we still talk like we do. Some discussion that had to do with even things we've been doing in the past, things we've been saying in the past,
Yes.
but not everything about my relationship.
Okay, if I get you correctly, what you're trying to say is when I get into a relationship,
All right.
my best friend does not have all that attention anymore. Just because I'm finding my relationship precious. Therefore, you have to become civil. In a way. Not in a way that will push her off completely, but in a way that will even make her know her position. Am I correct?
Oh, sure.
Okay, so Chichi, let me come back to you. Okay. What role should your best friend be playing in your relationship?
If I could pick up from what Mark said, based on everything that he explained,
okay,
it would make it seem like the best friend of the opposite gender is picking up the role of advisor. So this person is just here to advise you, to maybe, okay, since I'm a girl, like my boyfriend, you know, what does he like? How do guys think? So I go to my best friend and say, okay, this is what's going on. Like, what do you think from a guy's perspective, things of that nature. So the best friend is kind of picking up this role of advisor / best friend.
That is just the only role, just advising and all that kind of stuff.
And then obviously all the other things that come with being a best friend in general.
Okay, now I'm persuaded to put this question to you. Should I trust my partner when my partner maybe goes out to hang out with his best friend or her best friend, and then I'm back at home waiting?
Yes, you should be able to trust. Trust, I think, boils down to an individual. If you're someone who has trust issues, even before entering the relationship, as soon as you enter it, whether the person has a best friend of the opposite gender or not, it's still going to create problems. So you yourself have to identify, are there any reason that will cause me to distrust this person? For example, let's say it's my boyfriend that has a best friend of the opposite gender, not even me myself. So if I don't even trust him in the first place, that means whether or not that girl is his best friend, I'm always going to feel insecure. I'm always going to have issues. So it just comes down to me and my level of trust in him and our relationship as a whole. So as an individual, if I trust this guy, my boyfriend, then I should feel that, okay, if he's wanting to go out and spend some time with his friend, knowing that there should be boundaries, then I should have no issue.
Okay, so Emmanuel, what do you think? Your girlfriend goes to hang out with her best friend who is of the opposite sex. What would that do to you? Would you still trust her completely?
You know, taking from what Chichi said, it's more like painting the relationship so good. You know, more like saying, even if it's a guy, even if it's a lady, you know, but if it's same gender, then if the trust isn't there, it's not there. This is it. Trust is informed by some factors.
Okay.
I cannot trust you when you were saying you're going to spend the night with your male bestie. Come on. Like, really?
But that's what they have been doing before you guys met.
Wait, but we didn't define what the, what you were going to do with the opposite gender. Spending the night versus going out to get, have a drink or go to restaurants to eat. Like, what exactly are you doing? Because you keep bringing up these situations that are like, I don't know, extreme in a sense. Spending the night versus maybe my boyfriend wants to go out with the girl to his best friend to eat. Like, what situation?
There are times actually that it could go to the extreme because we are best friends and then we used to hang out a lot before we met. So we are going to hang out. Like we used to go for shows, like we want to have, there's this show coming up and then there is a way we go about it. We have a tradition for this show. But so you have to wait back at home. I'm going with my best friend. What do you think?
See, that's why I said it all boils down to the person. If you as a person find that to be an issue, then you need to address that with your boyfriend and say, I don't feel comfortable with it. And if your boyfriend is someone that's understanding, he should be able to maybe find a common ground, if you will. But if as a person you're already just like, oh, you're going to spend this party, I'm already feeling insecure, I'm going to be all by myself. Don't you have your own friends? Like, go and hang out with your friends if he wants to go and spend some time. Well, just
let me paint a scenario. All right. okay, best friends, they do go out for normal parties, you know. We used to have this clique of friends before we met.
Okay.
Like, we are not just the only people in this friendship.
Okay.
I have this friend clique where there are guys, you know, there are ladies, you know, even more than that. Even before now, we can even stay together and nothing happens. You know, we go out for a party and then we play this game, truth or dare. And then it's not like, oh, you kiss her or you take a drink. You know, and then I don't want to kiss. Let me say it's a good relationship. I don't want to kiss. I take a drink. They ask another one, I cannot do it. I take a drink. And before you know it, I'm already intoxicated by the drink. Something that, you know, something can happen. We really cannot be too sure. So, you know, putting all of these
That's
pictures...
for those who do alcohol, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Putting all of these pictures in my head, you think it's very safe. You know, when I started, I'm like, okay, let's define what this relationship, like what it means boxing this person whilst you are in a relationship. All right? Like, if you do not create the boundary, and then it's more like you can continue with all activities you were doing in the past, everything you were doing. The truth is this. There are always extremes. There are always this extreme at which best friends can go that have to stop when you start dating, when you go into a relationship.
Talking about extremes now, tell me, what are the things your partner will do with the bestie that would make you suspicious?
All right. You cannot travel so far. You want to go spend time with your bestie from what I did. No, you won't do that with me. Come on. Like, you can't spend the night in your bestie's place.
Even when the family of the besties are also like a family to her?
All right. There could be family relationship. Like, these people are just childhood friends. You know, they grew from while they were children. You know, they are like this brother and sister
kind of bond.
That kind of bond is there. And so that's a different thing.
But how do you know? How do you draw the line?
That's the point where you've got to tell me everything about it. And so it's from what you tell me about the relationship you share that gives me that mindset. Like, it creates that opinion in my head and makes me decide what kind of privilege I give to you guys.
It's a privilege.
I feel it's a privilege. I don't know.
Okay, let me get to you. Now tell me, Chichi, what are the things, no matter the trust you have for your partner in a relationship, what are the things you think he will do that would make you become suspicious of the kind of friendship he has with the opposite sex?
Okay. Maybe their physical relationship.
Okay.
Maybe over hugging, over touchy, those kind of things can make me be a little bit like, okay, you know, that should be reserved for me, your girlfriend, or something.
Okay.
And then maybe, like he said, an extreme of maybe spending the night. Maybe it's not just like one night, but like maybe like a week or something, things like that. Well, yeah, even a night, but I mean, a week seems more dramatic.
Okay.
Or 2 weeks, a month. Okay, things like that could be like, oh, okay. That's
all right, very quickly. Now let's look at this. How should we manage a situation where our partner has the opposite sex as a best friend so we can have a way forward?
All right. I feel as a guy, it's important that you take responsibility in your relationship. That is, man up to the things you say. Like, be in charge of it. That is the normal mindset of every guy.
Okay.
You know, that's me. Like, you have to call... Let us have a dialogue. Let me know all of the people in your clique. You know, tell me what you do with them. You know, if I see certain things that are not there, we see them, and I tell you that, no, you see what you did today? I don't like it. See that kind of hugging? You don't do that.
Okay.
You know, let's define it. So it is from what I tell you. I wouldn't ask my girlfriend to discard all of the male friends she's had in the past.
Okay.
You know, but define the relationship. I feel in a relationship, I should be your bestie.
Define the relationship. And then I should be your bestie like, as long as we're in a relationship. All right, very quickly, Chichi.
Okay, I feel like you would manage it just as you would any other best friend relationship. The only difference, this is the opposite gender.
Okay.
So like I said in the beginning, just make sure that first you have a dialogue with your boyfriend, and then you have to have an even more serious dialogue with your best friend, and so that the best friend will understand that as I'm in this relationship now, there needs to be certain boundaries. So I might not be able to maybe share as much with you when it comes to that relationship, but it shouldn't change our friendship.
All right, you've heard it all. Always draw the boundaries, draw the lines, and make sure you have serious dialogue with your partner when you are in a relationship and you're still maintaining the opposite sex as a bestie. It could be very, very precarious, but I believe if the right things are done, if the right lines are drawn, and then each person knows how to be related with, we would not have a problem of suspicion, problem of insecurity, and problem of distrust. With that, you will be having a very rousing relationship. So talk, be open, communicate with your partner, communicate with your bestie, and let them know their places. It is on this note that we draw the curtain up for today. We do hope you stay tuned with us. Till next time, God bless you for being a part of us today.